Wendy, Ferber, and Andy Nadel, welcome to the Social Angle.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So how are you guys doing today?
We're good. We're good. We're
Feeling
on a
great.
sunny day on a Thursday, and we're doing well.
Awesome. So we have a great topic. We're going to discuss a pivot you made during the pandemic that led to a new and exciting business opportunity. But before we do that, please take a second to introduce yourself, your business, and how long you guys have been in the promo industry.
Well, I'm Wendy Ferber from Pride Products.
And I'm Andy Nadel as well from Pride Products.
So we've been in business for over 23 years, going on 24 years in August. Pride Products is our promotional products distributorship. We've done that for 23 years, and then when COVID hit, everything kind of changed, and I know you're going to get into that.
Awesome. So yeah, we're going to talk about what happened last year with COVID. Business came to a screeching halt, but the two of you put your heads together and came up with a way to stay top of mind with your clients. Can you tell us a little bit more about the idea that you had and how it led to Connector Central and ConnectRship?
Sure. So it was early April. We were shell-shocked from COVID. Clients were just shutting down their marketing budgets. And I said to Andy, we should do a virtual cocktail party with our clients. At the time, that was kind of like a brilliant idea. Nobody had done that yet because it was at the very beginning. And he said, oh, I'll take care of that, because he's more like the entertainer and the business development person. He goes, I got it. And then I'll let Andy take over from there.
Yeah, I am a game freak. Wendy's right. I love games for, the obvious reason. Games are inclusive. Games give everyone a turn. That's a big thing. People are laughing, smiling. So when Wendy's idea of happy hour, he said, let's turn it into a game thing. Let's actually turn it into also a way to get to know our clients better. Instead of inviting everyone, each of our client service people invited a given client. They would kind of partner up, Vincent, and we would create some activities that might be, how well do you know each other, which would be a great way, by the way, for us to get to know our clients better. And we brought in some other activities. Yeah, that's really what happened. And to keep it moving forward, it was a success. We did it a couple more times, and some clients asked us, could you do this for us? And bingo, a business is born. And then we can go from there later on. But that's just the idea from Wendy's happy hour, cocktail hour idea, turning into games, and then clients saying they had fun. Can you do it for us?
And so our daughter was home she was on a semester abroad, and she was home for this. She got called home for COVID. And so she helped Andy create ConnectRship. And they started going out and marketing it to our clients. And we started in one area of a client, and they sent us over to a different area. And it was an additional product to sell, because we weren't just selling promotional products, which nobody was ordering from us at the time, to selling virtual events.
And Amy, our daughter, Vincent, she, we're a family of 5, and she's probably the second ranking game lover in our family. The other 3, come along for the ride, I would say, but she has that creative spark, the energy. So we banged our heads together in terms of content, and, making that first sale for money was for all distributors. We all remember our first sale. It is not easy to get someone to pay. Please, I'll pay you,
Right.
But anyhow.
So I have a question about the technical aspect. So a year ago, we all went from being in an office to now working from home. We all had to kind of get used to technology. Like we were pushed into like the world of Zoom. Now, everything that you guys do in ConnectRship, is it Zoom based?
Yes.
So what was the learning curve like from a technical aspect?
Thank you, Amy Nadel, because her dad is the opposite spectrum. I have to admit, I'm a very low tech guy, and Zoom, like, what was Zoom? So she, a young college senior, navigated quickly. Her sister had some knowledge from her job. The two of them, Wendy's pretty sharp there, and everyone kind of contributed to figure it out. And I kind of went for the ride. That wasn't my job, but someone who's good at tech, which was Amy, Jess, Wendy, that's what made it happen.
So all of your virtual experiences are run through Zoom, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you found that, it's been a good experience with Zoom?
Yeah, no issues. We've done some Zoom webinars when clients wanted audiences. And honestly, we just don't have time to look at other platforms that may be better, but that's on that to-do list.
Sure. So you have ConnectRship and you have Connector Central. Can you guys talk a little bit about what the difference is?
Sure. So ConnectRship is a virtual game experience. We provide the content. There are several virtual game hosts besides Andy. And so we can book out lots of events at the same time or at different hours because we have a lot of different virtual game events hosts. But so some clients were started asking us like, oh, do you do wine tasting also? Can you do this for us? And we're like, oh, look at that. We have like a captive audience. So I started working on putting together a website. It's called ConnectRcentral.com. And it has all these, it has 16 other virtual events as well. We have our biggest events are magic and mentalism. We have mixology. We have wine tasting. We have coffee tasting. We have improv. We have paint and sip. We have mindfulness and some other events also, because clients kept on asking us, well, do you do this? Do you do that? So we launched that at the end of September, and we went back to our clients and said, so you've done ConnectRship, do you want to do something else as well? So we're trying to keep our clients within the virtual game space within our family of companies.
So that's fascinating. I mean, it sounds like you guys have a completely separate, successful business. Is that correct?
It is correct, but we use our connections from 23 years of doing promotional products. Those are our contacts. So we're not starting from scratch trying to find business from scratch, although we've added to that and we've used that as a way to develop promotional products business as well.
So how much time does this take of yours? I mean, I know that everyone is kind of shifting back to, full speed ahead promotional products. How much time is this taking from you guys from your promotional products business?
Well, I shifted to really all in on ConnectRship, and Wendy's taken the lead at Pride Products as well as Central. We have a full-time employee for the ship, as we call it, ConnectRship. And but I'm still, I was the sales guy for Pride in terms of news, so I'm still touching, as we call it, Pride clients, and mentioning both Pride and ConnectRship. I'm touching ConnectRship clients and doing both. But you're right, to do this right, it's very hard. It's very hard, quite honestly, with a 23, 24-year-old baby Pride Products to let go. I'm not letting go. Wendy's awesome, but I'm still involved, just a lot less so. So that's the time commitment.
ConnectRship's a full-time business and Pride's a full-time business, and Connector Central kind of tags along with everything.
Okay. So I noticed you guys actually have staff now for your for ConnectRship and Connector Central. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I mean, you guys must be doing pretty well to be able to hire staff. Are they full-time?
Well, ConnectRship, I know just ConnectRship, and don't forget Connector Central. ConnectRship is on Connector Central, as Wendy described. I want to say that's her biggest booking within the range, I think. Wen, is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I know that the ship has done over 300 events in less than a year. Just to give you a size, we have one full-time paid employee for the ship, and then we have gig workers as our hosts. And I'm not paid anything. I was never paid for 24 years. I hope there's some profits. As with Wendy, we always just get whatever is left. But yeah, no, it's going well, Vincent, but it's still in its infant stage. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the trivia. So according to your website, game nights have been a long part of your family culture. What are some of the games you played as a family that helped shape this passion for competition?
Is it okay if I take this one? Or do you
well, let me just quickly say, so Andy started probably like 12 or 15 years ago, a family game night, and he wears game day. It's called Family Game Day, and he wears that outfit, and he it's like 40 people in our house, and he runs all these games, and that's where he became like the game master. So now you can jump in.
Yeah, so it was 10 families, and Vincent, you should know is our kids, when we started this, and I think you're about right, 15 years ago. So our kids probably were like 7 through 12, I mean, that type of range. And then we had adults. And I was all about what I said earlier about games, everyone involved, everyone get a turn. Hey, the 7-year-old's on your team, let him or her get a shot. So the main core games of trivia were top 10 lists. And I don't think Wendy said it was on New Year's Day that we did it. So that was the theme. It was the day out. Yeah, it was New Year's Day. You had done your New Year's Eve party, and we hosted, and we'd split up the room into 4 teams. There'd be, most families were family of 4 or 5. So you'd have one person from each family on a team, and the content had to be good. So there were some for children, some for adults. And, you know, like what was the top 10 most trafficked websites in 2020? Everyone could answer that. The kids might know that better. You know, what were the most popular songs? Yeah.
Google.
Right. So
Yeah.
Trivia and top 10 were games that we probably did the most of during game day. And then of course we had the ability, since we were live, we could do something like how high can you stack, you know, 30 solo cups, how high up there, and each teams would face off, or bouncing a ping pong ball into a cup, or a knock hockey board. How many goals could you make with one shot? Rolling dice. If it was a nice January 1st, we'd even go outdoors. We did that 1 or 2 years, and we'd make foul shots and football throw, etc.
So I'll just say though, the thing that gave him confidence on ConnectRship to go forward is that people love our game day, and kids who we're little kids now come back from college and post-college to it every year. So we know that games really connect people, and they're fun. Even if you're not a game person, that camaraderie and connection with people, that's where it gave us the confidence to do that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, my wife and I are big trivia buffs, and you know, we work under the same roof, and we've been doing that for a year now. But we rarely see each other. You know, like, you know, she picks my son up after work. You know, I'm running my daughter off somewhere. Like we're under the same roof, but we barely see each other. But 7 o'clock, it's Jeopardy time. You know, and we get together and we sit there, and there's competition, and you know, it's nice. It's a bonding experience, and I love that you guys have that sort of fabric that keeps the family together, and it's trivia. And you know, I remember growing up and doing things on New Year's Day, but never anything as cool as that. So you mentioned your daughter Amy. She's listed as the creative director of ConnectRship. Is this a full-time job for her? And how does she feel about, you know, doing something like this that's, you know, part of the family?
Well, we can both answer it. I mean, Amy was, you know, in between junior and senior year. Wendy said she came back in the spring. We had her for the summer. She went back to school. She's still a host, but the creative director portion, she was running our website. She built our website. She created our social media, and continued to give input on new games. She was a full-time student actually up until 2 or 3 weeks ago when she graduated college. And now she's, you know, living her life, always available, even did an event last week, but she is not a full-time member. And, you know, I know you'll possibly talk about social media, and Wendy will address that, but no, when Amy is actually on her own. She's a full-time consultant. She has some ownership stake, and she just actually ran the recruiting process for a potential new host. So she's kind of, and we'll see, she comes back from the summer, what she's going to do.
Right. So if this, you know, the ConnectRship stays around for a while, maybe she's going to take over the family business. So you never know. You got 2 family businesses now. So that's pretty cool. All right. So back to the games and trivia. You know, people love them. It's what ConnectRship is all about. But you also use it as an entry point to sell promo, which I think is awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about this and how the results have been?
Sure. I mean, I'm sure we both have different stories. You know, the obvious use of swag is that we tell our clients after we've pitched and they're ready to book, you know, hey, about swag, meaning prizes or raffles. Were you interested? So the event's been booked because our parent company, Pride Products, does this. And if you don't have your stash or you don't want to be bothered with this, we can handle it. And our 3 quick things that we say, pre-event, you could send something to jazz up your staff, or if it's a client facing, send them a company logo hat or drinkware for them to use during the event. Secondly, give away prizes or awards during the event. And finally, on the back end, we say, maybe you send them as a thank you for participating. And that's the draw. And we have, I know for sure, several clients, yeah, why don't you take care of it? I know Wendy has maybe some better examples. I know a huge law firm, and that's our big niche, Vincent and Swag, and it's become for a ConnectRship. They gave us a shot on an event. They had a go-to vendor for swag, but they said, you know what, you're going to do this. We'll give you a chance. Wow. Huge firm, never got into, and bingo. Wendy took over from there, from the Pride side, and did a nice, I think of some aprons, which were beautiful.
I have another example. I have a friend who's a distributor out in California. He pitched our Connector Central, and we ended up selling to a very large, major company that everybody's heard of. We sold the ConnectRship event, and he sold the swag. And it was a way for him to pitch an event because they needed an event with swag together. So, you know, obviously he takes all the swag from that major company, and we'll take all the virtual events.
That's great. You know, when I first read about you guys doing this, you know, you're obviously you pivoted, you've got this new business that's kind of, you know, a life support during, you know, a recession, during a pandemic, but also you're able to kind of mix in your promotional products business with your new business. And I think it's just it's a win all around. So you guys, you know, kudos to you for seeing that opportunity and jumping on it. So go ahead, Andy.
I just got to add, as a, you know, as a sales professional, my whole career, we all of us salespeople need touch points, and you can go in and ask about promo, and if you get shut down for good reason, budget or so forth, and you only have promo, you got to drive away. But what's great for us, and now even in the follow-up for ConnectRship, do you want to do another event? No, you know, we're going back to in person. Hey, by the way, in terms of swag, blah, blah, blah. So it's so cool. As I have another, you know, gun in my holster. Actually I have 2 with Central. Oh, we did games already. How about wine, you know, mixology or magic? So it's given us more ammunition, if you may, to go to battle.
So let me ask you about marketing. How do you guys get business? Is it more word of mouth? Are you guys actively promoting your new business ventures? What is your main marketing avenue?
You know, it's mostly our clients, and then asking our clients for referrals, and then our clients also on their own. You know, somebody in marketing might say, well, I don't need this, but they speak to their colleague in events, and events comes over to us, and we never worked with events before. So it's a lot of word of mouth and reaching out to clients and seeing who in their company does events.
Awesome. So I would be remiss if I didn't bring up social media, because gaming and social media really go hand in hand. Have you been able to integrate social media into your strategy for ConnectRship?
Great question. So we do have a social media presence. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We post regularly, but I would not say that we've done anything else. We've been talking about how do we do like a digital marketing campaign so we can kind of build some organic following and, you know, maybe get some prospects that way, but we haven't done anything. We just post, just like we do for Connector Central, ConnectRship, and Pride Products, post 2 to 3 times a week on those social media platforms.
Have you noticed that that has benefited you in any way?
You know where it's benefited us? It's we've gotten all our friends, and you know, over the years you accumulate a lot of Facebook or Instagram friends. They don't know what you're doing until you post it on that. and then you start posting those things, and then they think of their company or their friends. So it has generated some word of mouth for us.
Yeah, I would think that's that a a game-based type of company. I think that would, if I owned the company, I would be pushing it heavily in my personal, not my business. Like, I think that's kind of where the sweet spot would be for that, because again, like, this is perfect for somebody sees it in a personal Facebook feed, and they're like, oh, that would be cool for my business, and I think that's kind of where the appeal is. So trade shows and events, they're coming back. What do you think, for the future of ConnectRship? Is there going to be less demand for virtual events, more demand, about the same?
Unfortunately, less demand for sure, but don't forget, reduced demand from an unlimited potential demand still leaves a lot of room, right? Sure. It was huge. So as for ConnectRship's plan, I guess it's simple. We want to identify uses that we believe will be very relevant to our clients. And clearly organizations, companies that are not under the same roof is an obvious, right? If you got a Chicago, Dallas, and LA, let's get them all together a little more frequently. Yeah, we'll start flying them in, but do you have to fly them in 4 times a year? Virtual events is a great avenue there. And then what about organizations where membership or associations where membership is all over the country, let alone world? We've done events, just so you know, where people from India, European countries, Canada. Again, the geographical challenge, now that people have seen that Zoom works, is a good avenue. And then, even universities, larger corporations where they care about alumni, former employees. Again, alumni are scattered. So I'm playing off this geographical challenge, Vincent, that now with Zoom, that's no longer a challenge. And if you wanted to be really specific with some examples, law firms, again, I touch on because that's huge for Wendy and I. If you're a law firm or even a company with interns and associates, but you have some in Chicago and some in Miami and some in Boston, what a great way to have one event. Each office does their own in-person, but what about once during the summer, you have everyone together so they can meet their colleagues there? Isn't that a natural? And then again, staying with law firms, they go back to school. You're going to probably hire them. How do you stay connected? One's at Harvard and one's at Stanford. You're not going to fly everyone back. So again, what we need to do is really define, like I said, areas, uses that are relevant, and try to really, that's our messaging, and overcome this whole zoomed out type of thing.
And companies also might see the value of a virtual event over in-person event because it's just so much less expensive and a lot less planning. We take care of everything. Basically, you book us, we send you a Zoom link, you just get your people to come, and we take care of the whole thing, as opposed to an in-person event, which has so many logistics and is so expensive.
Yeah, I think you guys, nailed the crux of this. I think going forward, we're going to get rid of a lot of unnecessary travel, and I've read a bunch of stories about how, like you said, Andy, like in the past, you would fly out, oh, I got to go over here to California, for a meeting, where in the past that was normal. Now, like if it's not crucial, people are going to now trim their traveling budgets significantly by doing these virtual conferences and virtual meetings. And I do think, like you said, Andy, yes, there's going to be a decrease in virtual events, but I think virtual is here to stay, clearly here to stay. And we're going to be seeing a lot of hybrids too. Like, we talked about that, because we have our ASI show coming up. Like, how do we accommodate everybody? You got the people who want to be there, but we have the people who aren't comfortable yet. They're not ready to go into this physical space yet. If they're not vaccinated, maybe they're spooked a little bit. How do you do a hybrid model? And I think that's kind of, it plays into this whole thing. So,
yep.
So I'm going to end the podcast with some trivia, because you guys are trivia people. What we're going to do here is you're each going to get 3 questions. I have 6 categories. You're going to pick the category. I have only 3 questions per category. So You guys, sorry, Andy, go ahead.
I just want to, I'm sorry, interrupt.
That's
Because
okay.
we keep using the word trivia, and I don't think I got a good share to let people, listeners on ConnectRship, because people sometimes use trivia as a generic, and then
Sure.
people know the right. We are not trivia only. Trivia is one of our, like in a normal event, it's 8 activities, trivia being 1/8, but we have a top 10 list. We have a memory game. We have word association. We have a riddle hunt. And that I just wanted people to understand that it's a variety of different activities. And that's our differentiator, Vincent, because there's a lot of straight trivia guys out there. I'm sure they're fantastic. And that's an hour of trivia or an hour of scavenger hunt,
Right.
our point. So and so this game of trivia, Wendy is probably the favorite because she owns she owns pop culture. She owns movies. Her husband.
I don't own it. I don't.
So well, I don't know. Don't look at me because I'm wearing the zebra stripes.
Well, that's good. So at the end, once we're done this, you guys can give all the information to your websites so everyone can check them out. But let's get to our game of trivia. We have 6 categories: TV, movies, sports, geography, history, and pop culture. You guys can choose. The first person to 3 wins. Okay, let's start with Wendy.
I'll choose movies.
Movies. Now, I made these somewhat difficult because I figured you guys were movie buffs, and so okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get okay, movies. All right. In Back to the Future, what year does Marty travel back in time to?
Oh God. Let's see. I'm just gonna guess 1930. 50.
Wrong.
Oh God.
1955.
Oh.
All right. Maybe that was too hard. All right, Andy, you're up.
I get to pick a category. Let's go with sports.
Okay. I don't know how much of a sports buff you are, but I'm going to pick one here. All right. Who has won more Stanley Cups? Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, or Mark Messier?
Wow. Can you name the 3 guys again? Were
Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, or Mark Messier?
I will go with let's see, the Penguins.
Andy's gonna have to add this to his trivia.
That's a great question. I will take that from you, Vincent. Let's go with Wayne Gretzky.
Nope, Mark Messier. Mark Messier has 6, and Gretzky's got 4, and Lemieux has 2. So we have no score. We could be here for a while, and that's okay because I have a lot of questions. All right, Wendy, you're up.
Oh boy, I'll try pop culture this time.
Pop culture. All right. Oh, I'm hoping I didn't make these too difficult. Okay, here we go. There are only 2 U.S. states where it's illegal to pump your own gas. Name them.
Illegal. Well, I know New Jersey because we live in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And the other state, I have no freaking idea.
Well, you have a 1 in 49 chance.
Yeah. Okay. I have Lifeline, Ann. Do you know this?
Like, why would I help unless I can get half that point?
I'll split the point. All right, I'm just gonna choose a random. Like, let's see. Why did New Jersey do it? I don't know. Kansas.
Oregon.
Oh, close.
So I'm gonna give Wendy a half point for that one. You guys live in New Jersey. I don't know. Andy, should I give her a half point for that one?
Yes.
Okay. 1/2 point to no points. All right, Andy, you're up.
All right, let's go to geography for 100.
Ooh, geography. I'm a big fan of geography. All right. Let's go with this one. Geography. Which country is home to the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest?
Ooh. I think the Dalai Lama is there. Why am I drawing a blank here? It's not Thailand. Oh my God. I know Tibet?
So close. Nepal.
Nepal, that's what I know.
Nepal.
Yes,
Nepal.
oh, my bad.
That's okay. We're good here. We're going to be going for a while. I love lots of trivia questions here. All right. 1/2 point to nothing. All right.
I mentioned that Andy's the gamer, not me.
Yeah, but I didn't say trivia is one of the games of 25. Okay.
Okay. I'll try history.
History. Okay.
Let's see.
All right. I feel good about this one. How many white stripes are on the American flag?
Oh gosh, I should know that. I'm gonna embarrass myself.
Which, by the way, while she's thinking, Vincent, we would never do direct like this because we tell our clients we're never going to embarrass their people. So,
All right, I'm just gonna guess 13.
How many how many white stripes?
7 to steal it.
7 red stripes, 6 white stripes. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good here. We're good. We're gonna do all of these questions. I'm okay with that. All right.
You could cut it off.
All right, Andy, you're up.
First to one, right, Vincent? All right,
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to sports.
Okay,
please.
sports. All right. You get this one. I know this. How many NBA championships did Michael Jordan win with the Bulls?
Ooh, NBA championships. Wow.
He doesn't get it. Let me
No,
guess.
MVP, like MVPs, I think it's 5 championships. Wow. I want to, I'm going to go 5.
6.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I was going to pass it over to Wendy. Wendy, did you know that answer?
Well, I was gonna say 5, so just being
Okay.
honest.
That's okay. All right, Wendy, you're up.
All right. Well, I haven't tried TV. Let's give that a try.
TV. Let's do TV. All right. This one, you're going to get this one. What is the name of the town the Simpsons live in?
Oh God, no, I'm not.
All right, Andy, why don't
I thought you were gonna say Gilmore Girls.
I thought you were going to say the Flintstones.
Andy, you want to take this one?
I don't watch TV, so I don't know that. So we're both out. You got to.
Watch The Simpsons. You have the worst trivia people. It's kind of like the cobblers. Kids don't have shoes. Like we don't have trivia, but we can execute.
That's okay. So I'm going to do one more question each. Let's do this. All right, Wendy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's try geography.
Wait, she got the last question.
Okay, Andy, my bad. So Andy and then Wendy. Go ahead, Andy.
Well, Andy, and then it's over. I mean,
Then it's over. Okay, so if you win, if you get this question, you win.
I win, and if not, Wendy
Let's
wins.
get half a point.
Wendy's, that's right.
All right, I'll go with either sports or geography. Those are the only 2 I have a shot at. I would keep missing by a point. So you pick.
All right, I'm going to do geography for you. There are 5 states with coastlines on the Gulf of Mexico. Name 3.
Okay, well, California.
The Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of
Oh,
Mexico.
the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico. My bad. I apologize. So we'll go with Louisiana, Florida, Alabama.
Ding, 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 you win. Andy, you won. You only had to name 3. All right.
He won by half a point. Woo-hoo.
We're all winners. I win
We're all
with my wife.
winners.
I win every day with having my wife.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. This has been great. Got to learn a lot about what you guys have done during the pandemic. It sounds like a really great endeavor that you guys have started here. Before we go, can you guys let everyone know your websites, your information, if they want to get in contact with you?
Sure. ConnectRcentral.com. ConnectR Central.com. Phone number, emails on there,
And then ConnectRship. It's just simple. Connect the letter R and ship all one word.com 973-788-6986.
Awesome.
And if anybody wants to partner with us, where you do the swag, we do the virtual events, we'll never go after your clients. For
We've
sure.
we've actually had some distributor, Vincent, that's booked events. We give them a split of the action, and we promise not to touch the swag. So
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I know you're busy, and enjoy the rest of your day.
thanks so much, Vincent.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you.